Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of
Beauty Meets Hustle.
Positive Vibras.
I'm Brittany.
I'm Jess.
And today we have a special guest, so stay tuned. Okay guys, so our special guest today is
Jessica from Venus Vanity Room.
Welcome.
Hi guys. Welcome. Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo están, papas?
Here's the mic.
Thank you.
Alrighty guys, so we just have a couple of questions for Jess, so you guys can get to know her a little bit more. So Jess, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
So, I'm Jess. I am the owner of Venus Vanity Room. I'm a licensed esthetician. I do updos also. I do makeup. And yeah, that's me. I've been doing this for, I want to say like four years now. 5. I used to work in the medical field, but after COVID, that changed. So I'm here now and I love it.
So I have the first question for you.
Okay.
So what inspired you to become an esthetician, and how did Venus Vanity Room come to life?
Okay, so I've always loved all things beauty since I was like little. I've always loved makeup, but I always felt that this particular career wasn't enough, I guess, for some of my family members. I felt like, I don't know if you guys can relate.
Yes, I can definitely relate with you.
Like I was not, like they wanted me
To be more.
Yes. And so I ended up doing occupational therapy, which I loved. But I also loved, you know, the beauty industry. So after COVID hit, I was super burned out. And I'm the type of person, and people might look at me and think like, oh, she starts projects and then she just like ends there or whatever. Like, oh, she's on to the next thing. She can never like really finish a task. But I'm the type of person that have all these things that I want to do in my life. And, you know, I try to maximize every single day. I try to just enjoy the moment. And as I have grown, I've evolved, and the things that I like have changed, and that's totally okay. So what I tell myself and what I tell my kids is that you don't have to stay with what you pick today, right? Like you can, as you're growing, you're evolving, you're learning more about yourself, and there's other things that you want to try, so go for it. So that's how Venus Vanity started. After COVID, burnt out, I told my husband, I'm about to be 40. Like, I don't want to look back on my life and not do the things that...
You don't look 40, by the way.
No.
Girl, I'm more than 40. I'm in my mid-40s still, but anyway. So yeah, so my husband's always been super, super duper supportive, and he's like, go for it. So there are other things that I'd like to do. Right now I'm focusing on this, but other things that I would love to learn as well. I'd love to learn how to play the guitar. I want to learn how to do...
Oh yeah, you did say that.
The guitar, piano. I want to learn American Sign Language. There's just like so many things that I want to do before this life is over. So
yeah, I will say one thing. I love how you said that, like, you were like, oh, I'm 40, like I'm gonna go back to do what I love, because I've heard from a lot of people like, oh, like it's already too late, like I'm already too old. And like, she's living proof, you guys. Like, no matter how old you are, you could still go after what you want to do.
So one thing I always tell my boys is like, the only time it's ever too late is when we're dead, right? So I now consider myself, well, let me backtrack a little bit, and I may be going off topic, but I always looked forward to turning 40 since I was way younger. And I always felt like, I can't wait to be 40. And people would look at me like, that's wild. Like, why would you want to be 40? Because in my mind, I felt that once I turned 40, I had arrived. Like, I was there, I was successful, this, that, and the other. And I got to 40 and I'm like, fuck. Like, I'm just now beginning to live. Like, all that was just experimenting, trying to figure out like who I am, what I want to be. So like, the sky's the limit. So today we're an esthetician, you know, and tomorrow, who knows? Maybe I will venture out, or I don't know. But for now, I love what I do. And yeah.
And she's very good at what she
Very,
does too.
very
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
Which I need a book on appointment with you. All right, friends. So my next question is, how was Venus Vanity Room born? The name wise.
Okay, so Venus Vanity Room came to be. I liked Vanity Room or the Vanity Room, right? But when I looked it up, that name was already taken. So I was like, dang. And so I called my son up, my oldest. Him and I are very similar. And I told him, like, I like this, but it's taken. Like, can you help me pick out a name? So we went back and forth, and he's like, Mom, why don't you name it Venus Vanity Room? And I was like, okay, Venus. And he's like, Venus is the goddess of all things beauty, and she's ruled by Libra. So I opened in October. I'm a Libra, so it was perfect. So that's that's how Venus Vanity Room came to be.
We're such full of ourselves. We're the best sign.
Girl, we are.
I know. Me and your friend at your thing were talking about. She was like something about her kid signs, and I was like, "Girl, I don't even know my kid signs. I just know when they're born."
We're really big on that.
Can you walk us through your journey? What were some of the biggest challenges you faced in starting your own business?
The biggest challenge for me, I'm gonna be raw honest, is confidence.
Yeah.
You see this,
Yeah.
and you think, oh man, she's freaking confident. But I get in my head a lot of the time. So something new that I've started doing here recently is I wake up, I pray, meditate, just kind of bring myself and get ready for the day. And I always say, now, God, get in my head before I do. So yes, having confidence was a big thing for me. Self-doubt, imposter syndrome. But at the end of the day, we all feel that way, some way, somehow, and we just have to keep moving, putting one foot in front of the other, and just, encouraging yourself, encouraging other women, and moving together. I think, like y'all know, there's power in numbers. And I started off with Brittany at Bellissimo, and I'm no longer here, which I'm super sad about. But hopefully, yes, I'll be back.
But we're still really good friends.
Yes, we are.
No bad juju, nothing.
No, not at all. Like, I love these girls. She was my client, actually.
Yes.
And that's how I came to know her. And then I brought her, I said, friend, come with us. And so she came to Bellissimo, and so the rest is history. But yeah, what was the question again? I go off on a tangent.
What was your hardest challenge opening your business?
So yeah, that was like the hardest thing for me. But going back, I brought up Bellissimo because Brittany has always been such an encouraging friend who always demonstrates, like, what you want to see in a friend, in a leader. And she's always, I'm really big about like having like a cohesive group again. I feel like sometimes we're not always going to be like at the top wanting to like get things going and all that and this, but when one is down, two are there lifting us. So I really, really appreciate and love her for that. Because yeah, she's just, I think last night I sent you like a little like meme thing or reel or something. I can't remember what it said. But I just thought it took me back to when I first, graduated, and I was a recent, like, as soon as I graduated, I took the test the following month, and I think that was like I got licensed in like August, and then October I opened my business. And I have other friends who like to plan out things. Can I do this?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, friend, I have a question for you. Cuando una chava que apenas está empezando, that's barely starting out, what is your, how would you say it? What is your advice?
What is my advice to a brand new person?
Yes.
Put one foot in front of the other. You're never going to be ready. So you're going to have to just jump in and figure it out as you go. that's been my experience. Because if we keep telling ourselves, oh, I'm not ready yet, like, you know, next month, it's never gonna happen. Yeah. So just like, get to it, girl.
Yes, I love it. Because that's pretty much what we had said also in our previous podcast. You just have to go for it.
Yeah.
And another thing that I like to add is believe in yourself. Because you have all these people that are looking at you and they're like, damn, that chick's fucking shit up. And everybody's watching. And you're going to have fans. You're going to have haters. You're going to have supporters. But that's okay. Like, we're just going to keep doing our thing, moving forward. But yeah, like, just keep going. Because even to this present moment, like, with the experience that I've, like, my experience with work and whatnot, like, obviously, every passing year I've gotten better and better, right? Practice makes, not perfect, practice makes better. So just keep going. Shake it off. We're not always going to have great days. There's going to be times where we like really fuck it up, like in the bad way. But not that we're doing it intentionally, but just know, like, you know what? This doesn't define me. It was a bad day, and just keep going.
Yes.
I would like to add also for those girls who are just starting, don't worry about how many followers you have, because that does not mean anything. It's more like the people who engage with you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you can have, like, for example, because I had a friend, he's like, yeah, I have like 16K, but not a lot, like,
people engage and support
to it. So it's like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, at the end of the day, what you want are not followers. Like Jess just said, you want supporters. You want those friends that are going to build you up, that are going to say, like, keep going, like, I see you. Like, these two are my hype girls. And I hope that they feel that I'm their hype girls too, because I, like, want the best for them. And
that's the thing. I feel like you have to find that group that, like you said, that, like, supports you and hypes you up, because that makes a huge difference too.
For sure.
Yes. For sure. You're not alone.
No. Just find the right group.
Yes.
I lucked out.
Okay.
I like that big sigh.
Sorry, I'm going through some of the questions. What was the glow up moment in your career that made you stop and be proud of yourself?
A glow up moment.
That's a good one.
When I stopped giving butts.
That's good. Oh, yes, girl.
Yes.
It took a minute, but
love it.
Got there.
That's the perfect answer.
Hey, she's being raw and real, so
that's what we're here for, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You're so real.
Okay. What was the hardest truth you've learned about business that no one prepared you for?
Okay, can you repeat that question?
I
got distracted with that song because I really like it.
Okay.
That's like my favorite Drake album. I'm not even kidding.
Yes.
What's the hardest truth you've learned about business that no one prepared you for?
Not everyone's your friend. Not everyone wants the best for you.
Even if some people fake it in your face.
Yes. Yeah. And it might look easy on social media. It might look like, oh my gosh, like, you know, goals or whatever. But no one sees you getting in your car exhausted as fuck. Some days are hard physically and mentally. And you go home crying, you have a good cry, and you start all over again the next day.
Oh, that makes me want to cry right now. Yes.
Okay, so there's...
we're going to have to pause for a little bit.
Have you ever had a moment where you almost gave up, and what kept you going?
Yeah. Very, more times than not. I don't know if y'all know, but I have 2 locations, one here in San Antonio and one in McAllen. And it just got very overwhelming and exhausting to where it wasn't fun anymore for me. Going back and forth, I was doing this every week. And I just finally said, like, I'm giving up this second location. Like, I'm just going to focus on San Antonio. But little did I know that I had clients down there that weren't ready for me to come back. So after a couple months being off, I was like, you know what? Let me give it a try. granted, my clientele down there wasn't what I thought it would be. And I thought, like, it's just not worth it right anymore. So, but when I went back and I started seeing clients again, I have been, I guess, pleasantly surprised, because my goal was to go just once a month. And here lately, I've been going 2 to 3 times a month. Like, I've just been really, really busy, and I'm grateful for my clients, and returning and new. So, like, I wanted to give up. I did give up. Like, what am I saying? I did give up, but I was brought back, and it's been going great. So
it's really good. I'm so happy for you.
I'm so tired for me.
It's okay. You got it, girl.
¿Qué significa ser una mujer latina in the beauty industry?
Significa ser chingona.
Yes, of course. Yes.
I have no idea what you just said, but yes.
A baddie, like, ready to fuck shit up. Like, we will have our cry, vamos a llorar, pero nos vamos a levantar y seguirle echando chingazos, because no hay más. Like, no nos podemos rendir. And I think that's like culture and how we were brought up. Like, I'll have a good cry, more sometimes often than I like, but I always feel better, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready, I can do this. And I feel like what helps me too is I haven't come this far to get this far. One, because of my ancestors, right, and all the work they put in to get me to be here. But in addition to that, my children, like, I want them to see, like, mi mamá es una guerrera, like, es chingona, like, aunque se esté desmayando de tanto, you know, everything that we have going on. Because I feel like as women, we don't only have, like, our careers. Like, we have, you know, everything else, like, you know, family to attend to, a household to keep up with, and everything in between. And then us being, like, entrepreneurs and having our own business, like, we're the secretary, we're the janitor, we're maintenance, we're everything. We're social media, marketing department, everything. I go, you know, I'm the laundry person. Like, I have all these hats and all these roles, and sometimes it does get exhausting, and it's okay. It's okay to take a break and step back and say, you know what? So with that said, one of the things that I do enjoy doing to help kind of, like, get me back centered and on track is resting, knowing that it's okay to rest. Because I feel like in our culture too, like, no, like, tienes que seguirle. No, no, and
no pasa nada, no pasa nada.
Así. Yeah. So yeah, we just keep on going.
Did you understand the question?
A little bit.
A little bit.
I can, like, put some words together, and I'm like, I think.
It was more like, as being a Latina, like, how does that help me out?
How does that? Okay, say the question again.
No, I was just trying to, like, translate it.
Yeah, but
like, the question, like, as how is it being a Latina in the beauty industry or something like that?
Oh, I totally went off the tangent.
You're good.
Because
You're good.
No, because that was, like, general.
No, you answered it good. You answered it good.
Okay.
You answered it with the first, being a chingona, like, that was
Yeah.
good. And then you just went on and on and on, which was perfect. So,
Okay.
no, girl, no worries. You answered the question.
Okay. So what's your go-to self-care when life gets chaotic?
So my go-to self-care is I like to get a massage, manis and pedis. I'm on my feet all the time. My hands are my tools. So I always like to treat myself in that way. And then besides that, I like to run on the couch with my dogs.
Yes.
It makes me happy.
They're so cute.
So I have 2 fur babies, and I'm also a foster mom, which is not for the weak. I'll just say that.
No, girl.
I know, I see your stories. I'm like,
I've been going through it, y'all. Like, this last week, I had 2 foster pups that I ended up sending off. They were on their way to Maryland. They had been with me for about 6 to 8 weeks. And when they left, they took a piece of my heart, and I just have not been okay. But I'm better. I've been praying for peace. And yeah,
You're all over the place, girl.
My son,
inspire us.
Yeah.
my son's like, Mom, you're like that one friend that's always looking for a side quest. Sister's never satisfied her plate at school, but she's always looking for that side quest.
That's okay, because that's what keeps you busy.
Yeah.
Yes. And I mean, at the end of the day, like, honestly, I feel I've not always been this way, but my kids are grown. So that really took a toll on me whenever my youngest went off to college. So I'm an empty nester and I don't know what to do with myself.
Have you ever had to outgrow people or relationships to grow your brand?
To grow my brand, not necessarily, not in my case. Everyone that has been part of my story, my path as a business owner, they've all come to serve, like, you know, their purpose in my life, and as I have served a purpose in their life, right? So we just keep growing, we just keep evolving, and yeah.
Yeah.
What do you see yourself in 5 years with Venus Vanity Room?
Where do I see myself in 5 years? Continuing to grow and evolve with the industry. That's always changing. I think being able to, like, guys, I go off on a tangent all the time. Like, I'll start talking about one thing. I feel most girls are that way.
Yeah.
Like, we're
I
talking
like
about one
that.
thing and then we're like going another way and then we come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with that said, I was going somewhere else, but let me come back. Where I see myself, I would like to have, obviously grow. I don't know if having employees, like having, hiring other estheticians, makeup artists is something that I could do. I don't have control issues, but I'm very specific with how I like things to be done, especially with my clients. My clients are not just numbers. Like, they're just not coming to give me their money. Like, my clients become my friends. I see clients as for who they are, humans, right? And I want to be able to make that connection, build that rapport, those relationships. Like, I don't care to have, I mean, it would be great to have numbers like in clients, but at the end of the day, I'm a person who really values friendship, connection, and how we make others feel. So
I think that's part of being a Libra, though.
I think
those are the characteristics.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I don't know.
Brittany, you're Libra, okay?
You're Libra for today.
Well, I think when I first met you, you thought I was.
Yeah,
When I got
you
my hair
were.
done.
Yeah. I was like,
I'm a Cancer. I don't know what that means. But that's what I am. No, dude, when I was younger, I thought that meant that I was going to have cancer.
Oh my God.
I swear, I thought that's what it meant.
You're like,
I don't know.
I
I don't want to be that. I want to be something else.
Isn't that like the crab? Right?
I think so.
I have no idea. Honestly, I know nothing about science.
Get a little crypt.
I do not. Let's see. Let me go back because these are Spanish questions and I don't know what the hell they're saying.
No, I thought I told ChatGPT, I'm like, okay, girl, give me some Spanglish ones. But she gave me all Spanish.
I know. When I read it this morning, I was like, I don't know what it says.
Have you ever had a conversation with ChatGPT?
Girl, I don't know.
No?
I've heard of her.
Well,
I've heard of her.
I talked to her like if she was like my best friend.
Yeah, I use it all the time.
Yes, I'm like,
my brother's like, I know it's when you're using that. I'm like, oh well, shit. It sounds professional.
Yeah, my husband, he's like, I know that was not you.
I know.
I know that was ChatGPT. You do not talk like that.
But I feel like nowadays everybody uses it
Except me.
Because even too, like on some of the apps that I use, it'll like basically whatever you say, it'll convert it to AI to make it sound better. And I'm like, do your thing.
Do your thing. Make it nice, make it mean, make it, you know. And I had to do that to be able, because I didn't know. I had a client, mind you, I had done her hair. And we were doing gray blending. Well, this lady, she ends up boxing it. And then she messages me back. And she's like, hey, I wanted to see how much you would quote me. I really want to get the gray blending again. And I was like, I didn't answer. I just kept her like sending me everything. And she sent me like inspo pictures. And I was just like, I'm not taking you back. I'm not going to do that. I'm like, I already did it once. back when we used to be in the other one, I'm not gonna do that shit again. So I had to use ChatGPT. I'm like, can you like tell her this, but in a nice, friendly way?
You're like, but in a professional way.
Yes. And yeah, she heard it. She understood. I'm like, okay, she's not my client. No, I'm not doing that. I did recommend Sky because she does a lot of color corrections. So you can go to Sky if you like. So
thank you. I do not do that.
Yeah, I
mean, sometimes it turns into that, but
that's crazy.
It takes a toll on your body, on your feet, everything.
Yeah.
Well, can I add to what you just said? Like, I think that's good knowing, like, what you want to do, because just because you're a business owner doesn't mean like you have to please everybody.
Exactly. I don't
like
do perms.
No, it's okay. Like, there's something for everybody, right? And if she doesn't do perms, then the girl down the street will do perms. Like, you know, and it's okay to say, you know what, like, I don't know if this sounds like, I hope it doesn't sound conceited or whatever, but like, no, this client is not meant to be like my client. Like, and that's okay.
You have a certain not purpose, but a certain audience too.
Because there's a lot of times where I'll get like clients and they're like, hey Brittany, I have a wedding, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh no, girl, I have girls that I can recommend, but I'm not doing that.
Or even then, like, when I don't have time when we're already booked, I'm like, oh, I recommend Jess. I always send them to you.
But like you said, I like what you said, that just because you're a hairstylist or esthetician doesn't mean that you have to do every single thing.
That, and I guess what it just comes down to is just setting boundaries, right? Whatever that may look like.
Okay, so what are some common skincare myths you wish some people knew the truth about?
Some common skincare myths.
I want to learn. You're on the spot.
I'm on the spot. I'm just kidding. Skincare myths.
Oh, maybe I might have one, because I didn't know this until I started going to you, that you don't have to wear sunblock or sunscreen.
What?
Yeah.
Girl.
So that might be one. Like, I didn't know that I was not supposed to wear a freaking sunscreen.
When?
What?
Like, before I started seeing you.
That you're not supposed to wear it?
Yeah, I thought, like, I didn't have to wear it.
Oh, yes. Oh,
I thought it was the other way around.
No. I
thought
thought I didn't have to wear it.
Oh.
Yes.
Like, I don't need to wear sunscreen. So that's fine.
So, a common skincare myth, thanks for jogging my memory, that, oh, it's cloudy, or I don't have to wear sunscreen, or, oh, I'm in the house all the time, I don't have to wear sunscreen, or I work in an office, I don't have to. Yes, sunscreen all the time, every single day, 24/7. It is your BFF. So yeah, because even when it's cloudy, those UVA and UVB rays still come through those clouds. So,
or even too, like, sorry to interrupt you, but I just want to say it before I forget. Like, moisturizer, because I have oily face. So I was like, I'm not gonna put moisturizer on my face, and it's gonna make my face even more oily.
So oil and moisture are two different things. As even like moisture and hydration, they're two different things. So even though you have oily skin, your skin still needs to be moisturized. But the difference is, you're not going to go for a super duper like thick moisturizer. You're going to go for something that's really lightweight and quick absorbing to help. And there are other moisturizers like on the market that'll also help like mattify and control some of that oil production. So yeah.
What is your favorite service to do?
My favorite service to do. I love the Lavish Me Micro. As far as like on my menu, that is my most favorite, because I just feel like you get a really good exfoliation. We top it off with an enzymatic treatment, all the serums, we do a retinoid booster, and you just come out looking gorgeous. That's the one I do on myself every month. I know some of my followers will be like, what do you do and what have you done? Because, not kidding, like, I posted, I think it was like, I don't know, like last week or 2 weeks ago, like what I looked like 10 years ago to like
I showed my mom
the other day, and I was like, damn, sis. Like,
I was like, Mom, you can be like her, look. And like, you need to start going with her. By the way, I need to talk to you about that too.
Yes. But yeah.
Okay, so let's see. How do you stay current with skincare trends and new technology in the aesthetics world?
So the way I stay current is I work with PCA Skin, which is a clinical grade skincare line, and they're very good at offering support. So every Tuesday they have what is a treatment Tuesday. So they go over different treatments that you can do in the treatment room as far as like facials, new up and coming products. What I love about this line too is that they're always testing their cruelty free. So that's a big thing for me. I'm an animal lover, and so that just is like a no when we're testing on animals. But yeah, so there's also conventions. Attending these conventions, I think it's like a yearly convention, and it's coming up, the one in Dallas. So I'm looking into attending that one, and just growing and evolving, and getting on podcasts, reading books, because there's always new trends. So I guess to say, follow. There's a little saying that I tell myself and tell my clients: follow. We're gonna.
Yes.
It was a good one.
Well, if you
It's
remember, just blurt it out.
Yeah.
Fuck, I can't remember. It's like, don't follow the trend, follow. It'll come back. It'll come back.
Chat GPT. What is it? I thought she's trying to say.
No, trust the expert, not the trend.
Oh, that's a good
what
one.
was it?
Trust the expert, not the trend. So I know that there's a lot of trends going on, like on TikTok and whatnot, and I feel like nowadays a lot of people go with what's trending, right? Because that's what's in, that's what's cool, that's what we want to all try. But at the end of the day, I have a lot of clients that'll come and see me, and we are now trying to restore the barrier, because what happened, they tried the trend, it damaged their skin, and now we have to correct.
Yeah.
And
I think that kind of falls with us too. When COVID hit and everyone was doing the cut, the butterfly cut.
Yeah, or that one on TikTok where you like put the chongo right here and then you cut it.
and it's like over here.
And they're like, hey, can you come fix it?
You're like, sis.
No, I did that for this one girl, and she did that, and her hair was long. Girl, she took a picture from the back. That shit was like, and like in the V, but like so nasty. I was like, girl, I'm gonna have to like give you a bob because that shit is not even.
But
And then she cut it again.
You're like, girl, just curl it.
Yo, and then she cut it herself again. I was like,
why?
After you cut it?
Scissors? Yes.
Oh no.
Yes, I was like, where do you have these scissors? And then she's like, can you fix it? I'm like, this is the last
You're all
time
like a
I'm
little
fixing
kid. Do not use the scissors.
Yes. No, friend. Here, mine. Oh, I got hers.
That's the first page.
Okay.
So yes, trust the expert, not the trend, y'all.
How can people better prepare for their first facial or treatment?
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, so to better prepare, do not exfoliate
Before?
at least a week. If you're using retinol, tretinoin, higher forms of vitamin A, stop 2 weeks before your scheduled appointment. But yeah, that's like the main thing for me. Like I work with a clinical grade skincare line, so there's a lot of active ingredients, and the last thing I want is for you to have a reaction or not the best outcome. So that's my advice.
Okay, we're gonna switch to beauty, makeup.
Okay.
Makeup world, okay?
Okay.
So if you had a wish list collab, big or small, what brand would you like to be part of?
Girl, I feel like wish collab.
That's a good one. It's a hard one. I have a lot.
It's a hard one.
I feel, I would like the Patrick Star one.
Patrick Star,
Yes.
Patrick Talk.
Yes.
There's just so many. There's so many.
But not just because of the brand, but because of them.
Yeah.
You know, like how they are
Yeah.
to everyone, like how they express themselves, like just personality wise.
And that's big. It's like, especially for me, like the way you treat and you carry yourself
Exactly.
Speaks a lot about you, right? And on and off the camera, right? Because we can pretend like, oh, this, or we're friends and be the nicest, and then we turn around and we're like, oh, you know, being not so nice. But yeah.
Another person would be, I mean, I don't think he has like his own brand, but like maybe just be around would be Bretman Rock.
Okay.
You know who Bretman Rock is?
No.
No? Oh my gosh, do you?
Wait, is that the one?
Yeah. Yes,
I don't
yes.
know him, but I've like seen him.
I've probably seen him too.
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
pretty
like
sure
I
you
live
have.
under a rock most days.
He's the one he just says, bitch. If you know, you know.
I feel like a primer is important before makeup.
Absolutely. Yes. Primer is super
I know, I've
important.
noticed the difference too, and I'm like, shit, I don't want to take off my makeup to redo my makeup.
Yeah.
So I'm not wearing primer, guys, so don't judge me right now.
So primer is huge, and having the right primer for your skin type
Yes.
is a big one. So making sure that you
I did not know that
do your
either.
research, depending on what type of skin you have, you want to get a primer that suits you best, because at the end of the day, that's going to give you the best makeup application, and it's gonna last. So yeah.
And there's some primers that are oil based and water based. So you have to think about when you're doing your foundation, you have to make sure your foundation is the same and not the opposite, because when you mix oil and water together, they don't mix, so it's all cracky.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did not know that.
You know.
I just grabbed whatever.
What's that one brand? Elf is really good.
Oh, yeah,
The Power
that's
Grip?
one.
Yes, so amazing.
The one
I
that has
really like that
niacinamide, the pink one.
Yes, yeah.
That's my go-to.
I use the
pink
green one.
That's good for oily skin too? Because I have both. But
The
I feel like
oil,
green one's
oil
better.
sucker from one size if you have oily skin.
Dude, I have, but I put that on
You have
and
to,
it like cracks my makeup.
it's because you have to
Wait,
like
which one is it?
the
The
one
one-
size,
yeah.
the oil sucker.
Oh,
Yeah,
It is a little hard to work with, but you
I
just kind
think
of
you
have
just
to.
have to like know where
Yeah.
to place it.
Yeah,
I
because-
like put it right here, right here, right here.
That's what I was
And
gonna
it
say.
just-
It doesn't.
Like my makeup literally looks cracked.
Do you prefer the black one, the elf one, the one that you had showed me? You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
The green
but
one?
I'm just saying like that
No,
one that
there's, like,
she
another one,
said.
like the new one,
I don't
Oh.
know if it's just I don't know,
the
but
black.
I
elf
like
one.
the green one better.
Yeah, I like the green.
I
one.
tried the black elf one, but I feel like I need to mess with it more to really see.
I like the green one.
Yeah, I like the green one too. Yeah.
I use the pink one.
I would have to use
I do
the
have the
green
pink
one
one
to
too.
see the difference.
Let's see. Have any other questions?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
What do you wish clients understood better about skincare?
What I wish clients understood better about skincare is that cleansing at night is extremely important. At night, when we go to sleep, that's when everything regenerates itself. The skin heals, it does all the things. So setting up your skin for success during that process is basically making sure that you cleanse it, moisturize it, any serums targeting specific concerns, if that's, if it applies to you, then yes, do it. But a good double cleanse at night.
Okay.
Good to know.
I've been doing like this oil stuff
Mm-hmm.
to like take my makeup off, and then I go in with my.
Yeah, I
It's
love
okay.
it.
Yeah. When I first started using it, I was so scared because I was like, this is so much oil on my face.
Yeah, no, an oil-based cleanser is great, especially like if you're removing makeup.
Yeah.
It'll help break it all down
Mhm.
and just allow for a really good second cleanse.
Yeah.
And you want to do that the second cleanse with like your regular cleanser, whether it be like, I don't know, just depending on what your skin type
Yeah.
is. So.
If you can, I'm like, let me hurry up and do this before I forget.
say something.
It's because I don't want to forget. If you could use only 3 skincare products for the rest of your life, what would they be?
Cleanser, moisturizer, and sunscreen.
Sunscreen, guys. Wear
Yes.
your sunscreen.
To be the hottest bitches in the nursing home. Just kidding, we're not doing nursing home. We're gonna be independent our entire lives.
What separates you as an esthetician from other estheticians?
I feel like the experience that I offer, yes, my clients come in and they get a facial like they can get anywhere else, right? But I feel like what sets me apart is how I make my clients feel. I make them feel welcome. I don't rush my, I guess you guys can attest to that. I don't rush my treatments. Like I make sure I block enough time and then some, because if I go over, it's gonna be totally fine. I'm not gonna, time is huge for me, and here I am going off on a tangent again, but just being respectful of other people's time, right? My current client and my new client, but going back to that, yes. So I feel like just offering the best service, making them feel welcome, making them feel comfortable, and letting them know that they're just not another number. They're an actual client who I truly appreciate but because of them, I get to do what I love every single day.
I love that. And yes, I always tell the clients, they're like, you know who someone does facials? And I'm like, oh yes, my friend Jess.
Yeah, I know,
she
me
takes
too.
her time. I always tell them, like, she does something on your head, like a pressure point, and like you feel it in your soul.
Yes.
Like, I don't know what she does, but it feels so good.
No, but I feel like even to like, you know your stuff.
Yes.
Because I've gone to some estheticians before I met you, and girl, my skin was like not doing nothing. Like it was still horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I took away from the place that I used to go to. I love my esthetician, but she worked at like one of those chain businesses, and so she was limited, right? As far as like I was just a number. She did what she could with the time that she had, but she had other people waiting.
Yeah.
And that was one thing that I told myself, like, I don't want that for my clients. Like, I want to be able to take my time, explain the different products, like what it is that they're doing. And like when my client comes in, I'll ask, like, you know, I won't ask like straight up directly sometimes, but I'll try to get a sense of like where they're at. Like, do we want to chit chat? Do we want therapy today? Do we want just to kind of like zen out? And then take their feedback, like their vibes or whatever, and then I just move forward.
I feel like you can always tell too.
Yeah, you can. I always do like to explain what I'm going to do step by step at the beginning of the treatment. And that way, if I have to, if they want to like, you know, just relax, I don't have to say anymore.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Too, what I liked about Jess is that like at first when I started going to you, I did not know like what to do to my face. So like you're really good about like looking at the face and you're like, oh, this is what I recommend. So I'm like, girl, do whatever you gotta do.
That's what I'm like, you tell me what I need and just do it.
Even like when I'm booking on your thing, I always
Right.
do it all the time. I'm like, I'm just gonna book something, and then you're like, can we do this instead? I'm like, yeah, girl, do your thing.
So if ever you go to my booking site, I do have several options, but I always like to tell my clients, like, just book whatever, just to block out the time, come in, and I'll assess the skin. I'll listen to my client's concerns and then make my recommendation. I always like to give options. I don't like to be surprised with like an outrageous price. So I always like to be upfront with my clients and say, listen, like, these are your concerns. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I recommend. We can start from like the very least to the most, like, you know, the biggest one or whatever, like whatever you want to call it. Either one that you pick will benefit you, but you know, I like to give my clients options all the time.
Yeah.
I love that.
So how often would you recommend someone go?
So after the age of 25, I always tell my clients that the skin cell turnover process slows down. So that's every 28 days, right? So
I'm overdue. I'm very overdue.
So very, very important that you come and get a facial every 4 to 6 weeks.
You're like, or every day, every week.
Exfoliate 3 times a week. And yeah.
I love that.
Jasmine?
Oh, sorry.
I'm all up. I ran out of questions.
Have you ever had a bad client?
Have I ever had a bad client?
Black.
A black. Girl. Black.
Let me repeat that.
I wasn't even going there. Like Bible, I wasn't even going there.
Me and Jasmine were like,
Does that have to be a blooper?
hold on. Oh my gosh.
A bad client.
Okay, reread the question again. Oh my gosh. Okay, take 2.
Have you ever had a bad client?
With makeup or
Overall,
facials
in
or
general.
just
In
general.
Not necessarily a bad client. I don't feel like I allowed it to get to that point. It could have gotten there had I allowed it. It's very important that as a business owner, as a service provider, that you establish like boundaries, right? And you don't have to be rude, you don't have to be nasty, but just kind of redirect the conversation. But sound firm, assertive, and, you know, respectfully saying. All to say is I had this one client who sat in my chair. She came in to get her makeup done. I had already been warned about her. Her daughter-in-law had said my mother-in-law is very picky. So I was like,
You're like,
bring
great.
it. So that's always like my attitude when I approach certain things that might feel a little intimidating. Like I just always like center myself and say, you know, you got this, Jess. But yeah, this client was sitting in my chair, hadn't even seen herself. She showed me an inspo pic, and I delivered, right? So before I even showed her like what she was, you know, in the midway, she starts kind of like rolling her eyes and just like the body language was giving like it was not it.
Yeah.
So I asked her if she was okay, and she was like, yeah. She's like, I just don't think I'm gonna like it. I'm like, okay, we haven't even seen ourselves. Like, why would you think that? I said, okay. I said, I'm gonna show you, you know, what I've done up till now. If at any point or, you know, whatever you see you don't like, you let me know, right? And I will do my best to correct it. So I handed her the mirror. She looks at herself and she loved it. So after that, like her whole like energy changed. Like she was more comfortable. I guess I don't know if it had been a bad experience she had in the past. I do get clients like that, like, oh my gosh, like I did my makeup and, you know, they did my makeup and it was awful. I went home crying. And like, that's the last thing I want, for my client to get up off the chair and go and wash their face off, or their makeup off. So just being honest up front, and just letting you know, and we can figure it out together. So yeah, that was like the only bad client.
That's good. Bad
client that I had. It could have been bad, but we did that in the bed. I have gotten a scary client, like a.
Okay, talk about that. Okay, have you ever had a scary client?
I've had a client who I'm really big into like energy.
Oh my gosh. I have a good one too, but you go ahead.
So, I'm really good at reading people's like energy and their vibe, right?
Yes.
And so I can quickly adapt to them. So this one client scheduled me. Usually all of my clients are word of mouth. Like it's very rare that I have a client just randomly like come and book with me. And so like I either know where they're coming from, my girls will give me a heads up like, hey, I sent someone to you. So I already know. And if they send me anybody or if anybody else, like I know I can trust them for the most part, right? Like it's not gonna be a scary situation. I'm not gonna be in any trouble. But there was this one gentleman that booked online, and I went ahead and accepted the appointment. You know, they came in, and so I asked, like it just felt weird from the get-go, right? But I was trying to just keep it moving, right? And hopefully with time, because sometimes even though like, I mean, I am human and sometimes I cannot, it'll be where, oh, I totally misread this person or whatever, or like they might have been shy and they were giving me some type of energy, but they were shy. They weren't being like rude or like stuck up or anything. But this particular individual came in. I tried to do like a little small talk, see, you know, who I could thank for them referring, and he said, I said, did you find me on social media? And he's like, no, I don't have social media. Like, who doesn't have social media? And then
I think you were telling me about
so
this. Yeah.
Brittany it was when I was with Brittany at Bellissimo down on Shirts Parkway, and I had told the girls, I was like, I have this new client, I don't know him, like if I scream, come save me, y'all. And so everybody was ready, everything went okay, but it was still a little sus. So then he rebooked again, and this time I was like, okay, like what is this deal, right? Like it just was a little bit weird. And so then he came in the second time, and again I got ready with the girls, told them like, this guy's coming back. And so I was trying to make small talk, trying to build a rapport so it wouldn't feel so weird for me, right? Because I didn't know where this man had come from. I think he was coming from like up in like La Cantera area, this is what he said, which was a really big drive, like a really long drive. And so I found that a little interesting.
Well, and too, didn't you say that he said he did it and then he showed you your phone and it was like,
yes. So that's where I was going. So he said that he didn't have social media the first appointment, right? So then the second time I was chit-chatting with him, and he had some like tattoo, like he had a sleeve, I'm not sure what all he had. So I was trying to make small talk. And I was like, oh, like that's a nice tattoo, blah blah blah. And he's like, oh yeah, like you should check out my buddy's work. And he grabs his phone, he opens his social media, he has all these followers, and I'm like, okay, red flag, you lied. But at the end of the day, like I got through the appointment, nothing weird happened, he wasn't disrespectful or anything like that. But then on the third appointment, he was a no call no show. So I was like, good, great. But yeah, that was like my only scary situation. Hopefully I won't have any more, but yeah.
I think with me, I'm gonna add on to it. I did have a client. I had her. That's when we were sharing rooms, and I don't know if you. That's when I started to hear stuff. You know, you remember me telling you that?
I think I remember.
Yeah, and it was a client that I had in your room. Mind you, I saged it. Okay, I saged it. And she just started talking about like these crazy stories, like from back in her childhood, like how she was mistreated, and that there was like all these like ghosts, and she's like really into that like demonic stuff. And so I felt weird, like, you know, when you feel like that energy, and it's like well, it was we were sharing rooms that time, and I had that client there. She was just talking about all this crazy shit, and you know, when you feel that energy, it's like please, whatever she's saying, que no se me pega a mí, and you know, because it's kind of like inviting, like,
I always say I'm covered in the blood of Christ, like, so nothing can touch me.
So I was like, hell no. She left. I felt relieved. I started like praying, and then I had another client that day, and it was a lady. At that time, I had moved to the other room. I think that's when we were kind of like, I think you were going to come in that day, or I don't know what happened. But I was in that room, and shit, I just started hearing stuff, and I was telling that lady, I was like, about the whole situation. It was already dark outside, and this lady loves that type of shit.
The lady that you were with?
No, this is another lady.
Yeah, the second lady.
Yeah. She was into that shit too.
Oh my god.
So she started telling me all this demonic experiences and shit that she had in Chicago and stuff like that.
Absolutely not.
So I was freaking creeped out that I started hearing someone's iPad or phone go out.
Oh, I think I remember you telling me that.
I was like, what the hell? I was like, I wanted to cry. And then anyways, I saged up and everything to the point where I started staging ever since my heart moved. Like I saw it move, and I was like, oh hell no.
You know, when I feel like you guys started telling me stuff like that was when we went to go take the pictures that one time.
Yes.
At the
it was me, you, and Jenny.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like when we went. No? Oh, okay.
No, we had gone downtown to do like content day,
and like these haunted ass hotels.
I didn't even know it was haunted.
Yeah, I didn't either until we got back.
So we took pictures, right? And the other girl that we took pictures of, she had a bunch of orbs on her back. Like on the picture. Was behind her? Like
I don't know.
Orbs, they say that they're spirits.
Yeah.
And sometimes they get attached, is what they say. I don't know. I don't.
Take a picture of me and see what I got, because this shit is not cool.
But yeah, I feel like since then, that's when people are always like, oh, like I've been hearing stuff in the salon, or like I don't know if it was you or one of the other girls that they're like, dude, I thought it was you that came in, like it was a black shadow.
It was me.
Oh,
that
was you.
Me. I was in that room.
Okay,
I was in that room, and
or you're like, I thought someone was in here.
I thought someone was there, and I was like, I had them flipped over because I always like showing them like the after, like by turning them around, so I'm like behind, so I can see. Haz de cuenta que estoy aquí, and I can see like the entrance, right? And so I'm like blow drying, and I keep seeing shadows just like walk past. So I keep looking up, and I'm like, I tell my client, I'm like, do y'all see that? Do you see that? She's like, no. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then that's when I had asked if you were the one walking or something, and you're like, no, that wasn't me. But then I think Sky said that Jenny, she used to see the same thing too.
Yeah, she would see them coming down from like
from your room all the way, like
not from my room necessarily. It would have been down from the hall.
Yeah, down the hall.
She's all from your room.
From your room. No, it could have been the other room, or I don't know where, but it was weird. And that day that I had that lady, I was picking up, mind you, I was not walking. The lady was in the like laying down, you know, waiting for me to like wash her hair. And all I heard was footsteps, like coming from the entrance all the way to the back. And I was like, hold up. So I go look at my client. She's like, with her eyes closed. And I'm like, what the fuck?
You're like, did you get up?
No, I thought she did. I thought it sounded like footsteps, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I thought it was like, oh, maybe it's the next door people, because you can see what they're like if they're moving stuff. Yeah. And no, it wasn't them because no one was there. It was already dark, so I'm like, oh my.
That's so scary. Yeah.
So scary. I'm glad we're not there no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I always pray. Like when I was little, and I used to get scared. My abuela would always say, cuando sientas miedo, hijita, siempre ponte a rezar y di Dios está conmigo y nadie puede más que él. Yeah. So till this day, I still chant that, like, Dios está conmigo, nadie puede más que él. Dios está conmigo, nadie puede más que él.
And when I told you everything, you told me that, so that's what I do now. That's what I do now. So especially with this all crazy shit that's happening. Girl. I say this, I was saying it when I was coming over here. I'm like, God, te lo dejo a ti. Si alguien me quiere hacer un mal, you do your work, karma's gonna get to them, but just protect me.
Yeah. So the important thing is to have faith. So yeah.
Any other questions?
Would you give advice to like your younger self or a younger girl trying to go into like what you do or like opening up her own business?
I would tell my younger self, you're capable of doing whatever you put your mind to. There's always going to be, there's not always going to be good days. There's going to be bad days, but you just have to keep going. I would tell myself, be strong. It's okay not to do and be your best every day. And all this to say is have grace on yourself. A lot of the times we give ourselves extremely high expectations. We feel that people are expecting certain things from us. And when we get into that frame of mind, like, oh, I have to be this, I have to be that, we're setting ourselves up sometimes even like for failure, right? Because sometimes it takes us time to get there. It's not going to be from one day to the next. So, take it day by day, have faith in yourself, in the work that you put out, and have confidence and know that it's okay to not have great days every single day. So, yeah.
That's so good. I know, me too.
What is your go-to playlist when you're doing makeup?
So typically, when doing makeup, I always ask my client like what kind of music they like to listen to, right? Because I am all over the place. My playlist, I be worshiping in the morning, then I'm like going to work listening to rap, or not like corridos. Like I am all over the place. But that's typical me. I'm like organized chaos. But anyway, when it comes to doing makeup in my playlist, if my clients don't have like a specific request, right now I'm really into SZA. So that's what I be playing.
That's what I had said too.
I be playing that all the time here recently. How about you?
I feel like mine is either like Spanish or rap, hip hop, R&B.
Yeah,
that's like my thing. But like you said, like when the client comes in, you can just tell like what kind of music they're gonna like. Because when I came in that one morning, you're like, you have country on? And I was like, yeah, because that's what my client likes.
I'm like, I thought you said you hated country. Excuse me.
I like country, but the old country.
Old.
With me, I guess it depends. Like if I have my Valley people, because I have a lot of Valley people clients.
Okay,
so I'm like,
Valley representing 956.
I put, okay, I'm not gonna say her name because she's gonna start playing, but I'm like, play some duelos, play some, like the old, because it's like more in the Valley, or frontera or stuff like that. Or if I see like an older lady, like a Spanish one, I'm like, put Alicia Villarreal, and then it starts going like,
yes.
And then I guess it all depends on what vibe I get, that I have the music playing. If not, I'll ask them, what music do you like? Or,
Well, this was fun. I didn't know what to expect, honestly. But now I was like, I don't know. I don't want it to start. And I'm like, no, I don't want it to end.
Yeah. No, it is nerve-wracking because like you're like, what are they going to ask me? Or like, my question's going to be good or my answer's going to be good.
I know. But I'm like you, squirrel.
I know, we kept seeing that bird whirl.
I know. Yes. Oh, that's so funny. It was a crow, right?
Yeah.
Con
la pata chueca.
I'm like.
It wasn't a black cat.
No, was say crows are bad too.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
You're covered by the blood of Christ, girl. Nothing can touch you.
But yeah, you guys, so if you are in the San Antonio area or McAllen area,
Yes.
Make sure to book with your girl Jess for your facials, waxing, makeup, hair, whatever.
All the things.
And where are we gonna find you?
Venus Vanity Room on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, but yeah,
What's your website?
My website is venusvanityroom.com. So check me out.
Love it.
If y'all have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm more than happy to help. And yeah.
You're in good hands.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies, for this opportunity.
I
It
know,
was
thank you
so fun.
much.
I really wasn't expecting this, but I had a blast.
I know.
I
It was
love
so good
it.
seeing
It
you
was so
again.
good seeing
I
you.
know.
So good to see y'all.
I know you too, friend.
Love you.
Love y'all.
All right, guys. So
Bye.
till the next episode,
Yes.
stay tuned.
Bye.